Viewer asked 12 words that changed the course of history.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk to and spit on that thing. You get me? Hawk to and spit on it. Spit on it.
Incredible that she became famous off of this. Her problem was, number one, she wasn't talented. That was bad. And then she got a management team. The management team wasn't concerned with getting her to be a long-standing content creator. They just want to make money quick, right? As you guys are going to see here. And then on top of that, the speed at which she rose, it was just inevitable for it to crash. And then she's also like a dumb bimbo. She's not smart.
Today, we're going to be reacting to Myron, reacting, I guess, to the rise of the Hawk, the rise and fall of the Hawk Tuah girl. Yeah. That's what we're doing. Let's go ahead and watch the video.
This comes from Sunny V2, a faceless YouTuber that makes downfall videos, which is kind of a hater thing to do. But hey, niggas want to always fucking, you know, profit off people's L's. But, you know, in this case, you know, he wasn't far off on this one, though. The Hawk Tuah girl really fucked her shit up, chat.
Haley Welch initially seemed to be a genius.
Myron, you can't call the video or the video creator a hater thing to do, like his content and all that. Homie, you're watching the video you're claiming to be a problem with, claiming to have a problem with. You're watching the exact same content you're claiming to have a problem with. That's literally what you do. You're reacting to it. Anyway.
Turning her meme into a career.
This bro's Australian.
That made hundreds of thousands of dollars. However, it only lasted 176 days before she realized that success could also be a nightmare. It all began on this channel here, Tim and DTV.
Just a real shout out to Tim and DTV. I'm giving them their shout out because they literally made her. It's wild because that whole Hawk Tuah thing was not even like her idea or anything like that. Tim and D was out in the public doing public interviews and they made her. Mind you, she made more success off of their video than they ever did. Ever. So I'm going to give them their props. Shout out to T and D. Hearts for T and D in the chat. Unless they've done something stupid or criminal, then we don't condone y'all, okay? I don't know these guys. I don't know them. I have never watched their content. Again, the only piece of content I've ever watched from them is literally that Hawk Tuah thing. So, shout out to you. But if you're horrible people, then forget I said anything, okay?
They had just 21,000 subscribers.
All right, and she didn't want to fucking give these niggas any love, too, which is crazy, bro. She did not want to shout these guys out, and they put her on, bro. They made her rich. She should be thanking these niggas.
Gained from
I would have brought them on my show first.
Doing street interviews in Nashville, Tennessee, where they'd meet two unknown people who were out having fun. Chelsea Bradford and her friend Haley Welch, with some drinks in their system.
And these girls are 304s, bro. Big 304s.
So, if you don't know what a 304 is, 304 is another way of saying HOE. Like if you put 304 together and you look back, like you look at it backwards, it looks like HOE. That's what a 304 is. Just in case you didn't know, okay? Just putting you on in case you didn't know.
And if you don't know, now you know, nigga.
They answered basic.
I'll tell you this, man. White girls be getting crazy, especially in towns like this. Nashville, Austin, like, bro, these girls be just trying to smash, man. Whores.
Questions.
How do you get over a breakup?
Only way to get over one is get under another.
Until the
Come on, man.
That was easy.
Viewer asked 12 words that changed the course of history.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk to and spit on that thing. You get me? Hawk to and spit on it. Spit on it.
Incredible that she became famous off of this.
Roughly 2 days later, on the 11th of June 2024, Darius reposted the snippet to his Instagram. Again, he had just a couple thousand followers, yet this didn't stop the algorithm from making the video viral. 18 million views and almost 500,000 likes.
It's not gonna get any
That's wild.
bigger than this. And I go back like an hour later and the views done went up by like 1 million. I was like, oh my God, there is no way that just happened.
We make charts famous.
The clips went equally viral on TikTok, where everybody clearly loved her. She's a total vibe. Protect this woman at all costs.
Protect this woman at all costs. Because she told you to spit on a homie's dick. Just to keep him, you know? So in bed, you spit on his dick so you can keep him. This guy said, protect this woman at all costs. Yo, whoever Eric Schroeder is, whoever you are, you're... I don't want to be mean, but you're an L, bro. I'm sorry. That's an L. That's an L. I'm sorry. That is just an L. Just because she told you to spit on her homie's dick. What a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. What a time.
Oh, this Schroeder? Yeah, this nigga's a simp.
Costs. Hawk Tuah for president.
This nigga's a simp, too.
However,
I'll be honest with you guys. I forget how many men are blue pill as fuck, bro. Oh, man. I forget how many niggas are blue pill. But you know what? You guys are going to learn. We might start bringing regular guys on for the after hours, guys. We might bring some regular guys on for the after hours. I think you guys have been asking for a bit. So I want you niggas to enjoy and see how many men are fucking blue pill out here. Y'all are going to see, bro.
Me personally, I do agree with Myron. Like, how many, like, because obviously you look at the comments and you like, you're actually... You'd be surprised. Just I'm not like into the whole blue pill red pill thing. This isn't that. Like, I'm not an RP guy or blue pill guy, like any of that. That's just BS in my opinion. But in the contents of what Myron is trying to say, in terms of like real pandering behavior, right? Real pandering behavior. He's right. You'd be surprised the amount of guys who like really try and pander to women just to get their attention, just so they can be looked at, just so the women can notice them. You'd be surprised. He's actually right about that. And then on the topic of him bringing normal guys, like your everyday average guy onto his after hours, please, Myron, please, guys, tag Myron in this. Tag Myron, please, Myron. Do that. That would be amazing. No more. Listen, as much as I love the after hours with you, Fresh, and some special guests, or just you and Fresh, or you and Chris, or anything like that, or Chris and Fresh, or anything like that. As much as I love that, please bring on normal guys, just so we can see the juxtaposition. You know what I'm saying? Just so we can see. Because obviously you guys are well off, but then like your everyday average guy doesn't get the opportunity, right? So y'all giving them the opportunity is obviously going to be a great or give us a great idea about the everyday man's thinking. I think that's a great idea, Myron. I really do. Please do it, please.
Shit is crazy.
Haley was disappointed that this didn't translate to income.
Everybody else is making money off of it with merchandise, and he's making money off the videos. It's like, that's not fair. Like, it's me.
And in case you guys are wondering, yep. Did a DNA test, came back like 90%.
Why am I not making any money?
It was therefore announced Hawk Tuah official. We are selling authorized merchandise representing the Hawk Tuah girl, so she is getting part of the proceeds. Get all of your apparel here. Haley had launched her own line of hats, selling for between $30 and $40 each.
Those are some ugly hats, y'all. Like, that was the best design they could have come up with. That was the best you had. Like, it's clear as day, obviously. Like, this girl had no intention, or whoever she was working with, or this management team, or whoever, they had no intention that this would ever even be a thing, right? Because, I mean, you look at the designs. Like, what the hell is that design? That's the best you got. It's clear as day. They didn't think this was going to take off the way it did, right? And they weren't prepared for the way it was going to take off. It's clear as day. And I didn't even know she had done a video complaining about how someone is making proceeds of anything and all that. And it brings me back to what Myron said at the beginning of, they didn't even shout these guys out or have these guys on their podcast or anything like that. They just moved on from them like they were nothing. And I think that's kind of off-putting and says a little bit about Haley Welch. Because, I mean, you'd be a nobody without these guys. The fact, if these guys thought to themselves, you know what, at that very moment, they thought to themselves, you know what, let's take a break. Or, you know what, let's go get something to drink and then we'll come back and continue the interviews. And you guys passed, you would have nothing.
Cal, I'm riding with the Atlanta Hawks all season long. And Trae Young, this is my official invite to be my first NBA player on Talk Tuah. Let's go Hawks!
Like, literally, by chance, you have something. And that chance was those guys saying, hey, let's post up outside here. Or wherever. I think they were in Nashville, Tennessee. Let's post up. I think they were in outside a club or some busy party street or something like that. Let's post up out here and take videos, street interviews, right? But even if they were taking street interviews, what if they took a break at that exact moment you guys passed by? Or the camera stopped working? Or someone got hurt, so they were like, oh, we have to deal with this. Imagine that. You would have nothing. But you don't even feel the need to even put them on after they put you on? That says something about Haley Welch, yo. That says something. And then I don't want to hear from y'all saying, oh, but she's the one who took flag. Oh, she's the one who said Hawk Tuah, so she was the one taking flag for most of everything. Why did she do the interview then? She didn't have to respond like that. They didn't make her do that response. They didn't make her say that. She chose to say that. So I don't want to hear another, oh, but she was the one taking the flag. She was the one who took most of it, and then they were reaping profits. She didn't have to do the interview. She didn't have to do it.
It took only 9 days before she'd announce, our infamous signed Hawk Tuah hats are now sold out, with Rolling Stone therefore reporting Hawk Tuah Girl has already sold at least $65,000 worth of merch. Even Joe Rogan was keen to buy a piece.
She's making money. There's merch now. There's like Hawk Tuah merch. Oh, I need to buy a shirt.
Look at her. She's signing fucking hats. Only in America. Only in America.
Showing Haley she was able to commercialize the meme. There was just one problem. Nobody knew who she even was. The only information given was that her name was Haley Welch, which wasn't all that useful as she had no social media.
I was sitting there, I was giggling. I was like, they're like, where is she? I'm like, right here, but you don't know it.
Finding the Hawk Tuah Girl became a search for millions.
The mere fact that people were willing to like spend their lives and spend the time out of their lives to find some random girl in a street interview that talked about spitting on a homie's dick. That's all that needs to be said there.
Y'all really thought I was done? I'm just getting started, baby.
And also, just so you guys know, a big reason why people were searching for her so hard is because there's a lot of fucking simps out there. Like, a lot of simps. So, and here's the thing. Look, she has a very all-American girl look, right? She has a country accent, very mid, nothing crazy. She's like an average white girl. Bro, you know how many girls look like this? You go to any... Bro, when you guys see me at South Carolina University, you guys are going to see. University of South Carolina, you guys are going to see a bunch of girls like this on campus.
When I was on Florida State, there were girls like this. But I think that's kind of disrespectful because... I agree with Myron. I don't know what your guys' preference are, but I agree with Myron. I think Haley Welch is very mid. And in Florida State, I think it's disrespectful for me to say there were a bunch of girls who were like Haley Welch. Because Florida State ain't got no mid girls. Florida State got hot girls, bro. Like, FSU got bad gal. You get me? Bare bad gal. Like, it's wild. It is wild. She's very mid. Like, if she was at Florida State, she'd be a 3, in my opinion. If she was at Florida State, she'd be a 3. Like, she'd be below mid, in fact. Like, that's a fact. Like, if you don't believe me, go to Florida State campus. Just go to Florida State campus. You'll see for yourself. Hey, go Noles, baby. Go Noles. You understand what I'm saying? Tragedy, what happened? Tragedy, what happened? Please pray and keep your prayers and keep the families of the victims in your prayers, because that's wild what happened.
This morning, after an active shooting rampage rocked the campus of Florida State University, new details about the suspect's movements. The carnage began between 11:56 and 11:57 a.m. when police say Phoenix Eichner fired the first shot.
But even with all that being said, fuck the Florida Gators. Do you understand me? Fuck the Gators. And the Hurricanes. Fuck them too. And the Knights. Fuck them too. Okay? Fuck all of them. FSU in this motherfucker.
When I was at Northeastern, bunch of girls like this. Any college you go to, you're going to see girls that look just like this. And she's young. She's like in her early 20s. She looks older, but she's like in her early 20s. So, like, she's just very, what's the word I want to use here? I guess you could use the term comfortable, because, like, a lot of girls look like her, so she has that girl next door look, so that's why she's so relatable. Excuse me. Yes, that's why, like, she's so relatable, because, like, everybody knows a girl that looks like her, bro. Everybody. So that's why.
While others were certain she worked in a bar. However, both of these rumors were smashed when Haley addressed the public in her first podcast appearance.
I worked in a spring factory. I'm not a school teacher.
That was my next question, because
Or a
everyone said that
bartender.
you were a teacher and got fired from your job.
No, I'm not even.
Yeah, and they did this interview. Like, she got invited to, like, I forget who the country artist was, but she got, like, invited to, like, come out for a country concert. I think this was the day when she had this out. Someone in the chat, tell me who was the country concert guy that brought her out.
Enough to be a teacher.
Haley further revealed she'd been offered some crazy money.
$600 like 3 days ago for me to spit in a jar and sell it. That is revolting.
And as a result, she'd hired herself a social media crew.
You have a full management team. You have a manager now.
Oh,
You have a shooter. She comes in with like this big ass camera. Like, she's the real deal. Already, this happened like a week ago.
Yes, ma'am.
But her capitalization began to repulse the audience.
Was just before Myron starts speaking. I feel like I'm about to say what Myron's gonna say anyway, but here's the problem. But I'm gonna say it in my words, and then maybe Myron will say it in his words. But here's the problem. You see, with such a meteoric rise, right, to the top, you're not thinking about the everyday nuances, especially for someone who just fell into this, right? It's not like she was, like I said before, she wasn't planning for this to be a thing. She wasn't even a content creator. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't even content, and you can hear in the video, she barely even had a social media presence. So, because with such a historic meteoric rise to the top, you're not thinking about the nuance. So you're thinking, oh, I just need to grab me a management team. Doesn't matter who. I just need a team. So I'll grab this team, and they'll have the best. They'll have my greatest intentions in heart. Not actually vetting them. Not actually checking their credentials. Not actually making sure that they're actually business savvy people. Not actually making sure that you have some sort of understanding or relationship with what's going on. Not all of that, right? And hence, what led into the downfall of Miss Welch. You understand what I'm saying? Hence. But hey.